Okay, so have you played around with ChatGPT yet?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you know how it is, like, you can just ask it anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if I told you that pretty soon it could be like pulling info straight from, I don't know, like the latest issue of Cosmo or something?
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. That's what this whole OpenAI and Hearst deal is about.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so it was just announced, like a couple days ago, actually, October 8th.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of a big deal. Like, we're talking OpenAI,
Mm-hmm.
the company behind ChatGPT,
Right.
teaming up with Hearst,
Mm-hmm.
which, if you don't know, they are like a massive media company. They've got all kinds of magazines, Esquire, Cosmopolitan, um,
Oh, yeah.
San Francisco Chronicle,
Mm-hmm.
bunch of newspapers, too.
Right, right. I mean, they're huge.
Exactly.
Okay.
Huge. And now all their stuff, it could be feeding into ChatGPT.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what we're diving into today, like what this actually means
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
everybody.
let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about OpenAI, the ChatGPT people, and Hearst, this huge media empire.
Right.
What's wild to me is just like how many people this could actually impact.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're talking about a direct line from Hearst's 20-plus magazines, over 40 newspapers,
Right.
all going straight to ChatGPT's users.
Which is what, like 200 million people?
At least. Every single week. Think about that.
It's kind of mind-blowing.
It really is.
Like, imagine asking ChatGPT for, I don't know, like fashion advice.
Yeah.
And it's pulling from, like, an article from Harper's Bazaar.
Oh, totally. Or say you want to try a new recipe, it could be like having a cooking lesson straight from Delish.
It's wild.
Right. It's like having a personal AI researcher or something.
Totally.
And, this deal with Hearst, it's not just a one-off. We've been seeing OpenAI making deals like this with other big media companies.
Oh, really? Like who?
Oh, yeah, like Condé Nast is one
Okay.
time. Even the Associated Press is in the mix.
Wow. So what's the thinking there? Like, what are they all after?
Well, clearly AI, it's hungry for content, good content, stuff that people trust.
Yeah, that makes sense. But isn't there a point where, like, there's just not enough content to go around?
That's the big question, right? Like, what happens to content creation in a world run by AI?
Yeah, that's a whole other can of worms. I mean, but for now,
Right.
at least OpenAI saying they're going to be super transparent about all this.
That's good.
Yeah, like they're saying they'll make it clear where the information is coming from, cite sources, link back to the original articles.
That's definitely a good start, especially with all the legal stuff they've got going on right now.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, they've got a few lawsuits on their hands, right? Most notably, the New York Times is suing them.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, it's a whole thing about fair use and how are creators actually compensated when AI is using their work, right?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's complicated.
So it's like they're saying it's a win-win, but are there going to be enough wins to go around?
Exactly. I mean, we're basically trying to write the rule book for a game that's already started.
Totally.
Mhm.
Okay, so where do we go from here?
That is the question, isn't it?
Like, is this the end of news as we know it?
It's possible. I mean, will magazines just become, like, fully interactive? Like,
Yeah.
imagine reading an article, but you can actually, like, chat with it, Get personalized advice.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool.
It would be interesting, that's for sure.
But then it makes you wonder, like, as AI gets more and more sophisticated, who's really in control of the story? Is it the writers and editors? Or is it the algorithms?
That's the million-dollar question right there. And I don't think anyone has the answer just yet.
It's definitely something to think about. Well, that was a lot. So basically, this deal, it could totally change how we get information, but it also brings up all these questions about, like, what happens to content creators? And, like, what is AI's role in all of this anyway? It's definitely a lot to unpack.